Hi there, I'm Austin Burlage with Freedom Physical Therapy Services. I'm at the Brookfield location. I'm here to show you some drills to get you ready and prepared to perform at the highest level in your 2018 youth football season. Okay, so the first drill we're going to go over is a drill for wide receivers. It's easy to do. You don't even need any equipment. So it's stance and start. So the first thing to do is get in your wide receiver stance, which is going to be with your inside foot forward, looking into the ball. And what you want to do is have 60% of your weight on your front foot and 40% of your weight on your back foot. So you're nice and balanced, and you're going to work on stepping and gaining ground with your back foot. You want to explode forward. So you want to look like this. The two things I see most from young wide receivers are they step with their front foot, or they step their front foot back and then go forward. And that takes time. So you want to explode off of your with your weight loaded up on your front foot, explode forward, stepping with the back foot first, like this. Boom. And then you'll just reset and do it again, just like that. And to make it a little easier, sometimes I'll put a bag, or if you're working with a partner, you can put their foot right behind the other foot, so that way they don't step backwards at the start. So that's the first drill. It's wide receivers, stance, and start. All right, this next drill is a great drill for wide receivers and defensive backs. We're working on change of direction. We're going to work on backpedaling. We're going to work on exploding forward. So all you need is some cones, and you lay them out like a W here every 5 yards. And what you're going to start by doing is backpedaling, and you want to have a nice defensive back stance where you have your hips sunk, you're nice and bent at the hips and knees, and you're slowly backpedaling at an angle. When you get to the cone, what you're going to want to do is plant your feet and then come forward. And the way that I teach my kids to plant their feet is to have their foot kind of in a T. Call it a T plant, and then to explode forward. And you're going to do that on your outside foot. And so then you'll explode forward to the next cone, break down at it, which means to slow yourself down, get under control, feet underneath you, and then change direction and come the other way. So it's going to look a little bit like this. You're going to start on your back pedal to the other cone, looking forward. When I get there, I T-plant, and I come forward to the next cone, get under control, and I come back pedal to this cone, T-plant, and I'm here to finish. And you want to work both ways. So this next drill is a really good one for wide receivers. I call it the Zig Zag Drill. You're going to take a W-type formation. Now you're going to go straight down it. And what you want to do is you're going to be running full speed. And when you hit a cone, you want to plant and change direction. And you want to plant on your outside foot. So that prevents you from slipping and helps you with your agility. So you're going to start your wide receiver stance, just like we talked about earlier. And you're going to come out to the first cone, plant on your outside foot to change direction here. There, there, there. Now, I took some time with my plant for the purposes of the video, but in reality, you're going to want that to be as quick as possible to get out of your break and separate from the defensive back. In this drill, we just have some cones laid out in a 5-yard box, and we're going to work on changing direction. This is a really good drill for anybody that plays football because we have to learn to go in all different directions and make cuts. So what we're going to do is first back pedal to the first cone, side shuffle to the next cone, come forward to the third cone, and then side shuffle back. And it works on all directions and all different kind of movements. So again, you want to have your hips bent, knees bent, back straight, and eyes forward so that you can see what's happening around you. We're going to back pedal to the first cone. When we get there, we're going to plant on our outside foot, shuffle across, plant on our outside foot, come forward, and again plant and come across. This next drill is a drill I like to work on getting the head around. And so what we'll do is we'll start on the inside of the cones, and each cone we're going to approach from the inside and spin around. And what I want to work on with this drill is getting the head to lead the body where you want to go. So you're going to spin around each cone in a square and finish right back here. So it's going to look a little something like this. We'll start in our wide receiver stance. We're going to come forward here, and now I want to look all the way around to get around and get my body going in that direction. So now I'm here, around, and then I finish. So this next drill is good for quarterbacks. So what I want to work on with my quarterbacks is getting their shoulders turned, because the shoulder needs to point to your target. And the way I like to do that is to start them down in a kneeling position. So you've got 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and then a partner standing about 10 yards away. And what they'll do is rotate their upper half, get in a good throwing position, and then come forward. And what I have them do is I'll do it on the right knee, and then we'll switch and we'll go against it on the left knee. And we'll also do it on both knees here. We're just working that upper half. So here's the drill I like to use with my wide receivers to simulate over the shoulder catches. What you're going to do is have a partner and a ball. You're going to face away from your partner. So I'm going to turn and face away from the camera here in a second. What I'm going to do is have my hands in a running position, just like I'm running a nice deep route, looking over my shoulder to try to locate the football. The ball's going to be thrown over my head. I'm going to try to locate it in the air and then bring it in with a nice over-the-shoulder catch. So it'll look something like this. I'm going to be turned face away. I'm looking over my shoulder, and then the pass will come. And I try to catch it. That was a little fast, and it wasn't a great spiral, but you get the idea.